Hi everyone. Thanks so much.
Morning.
Morning. So thanks so much for coming for today's Mother's Day cooking demo. So I'm Natalie, dietitian from Singapore Heart Foundation, and joining me is none other than Chef Emmanuel. Let's clap our hands together for him. So we are really honored and privileged to have Chef Emmanuel here with us today. So Chef is actually the chef owner of two Michelin-starred restaurants, Saint Pierre, which is a contemporary French restaurant, and also Chef Emmanuel is also the chef and owner of and co-owner of Food Inc., an award-winning food and hospitality group in Singapore with 5 restaurants. Okay, so today
I've got a good team.
So today we are really delighted to actually have Chef here with us. So he has specially curated for us 3 heart-healthy Mother's Day dishes so that we can really enjoy with our loved ones at home. So they are really simple and easy to prepare and are really heart-healthy as well. So the first dish that Chef will be demonstrating for us is an avocado and tofu flaxseed salad. Okay, it's a lovely starter that we can have, and it's very refreshing and light. And after which we'll go to the main course, which is a steamed black cod, as well as with soba and some long beans and bok choy. And ending off with a light-hearted dessert, okay, which is none other than a blueberry orange chia seed pudding, okay, that we can enjoy together with all our loved ones and our family members as well. Okay, so let's now welcome Chef to actually start the cooking demonstration. Chef, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Heather. And well, first of all, thank you so much for taking this morning with us. I'll speak slowly because I know I've got a very strong accent. I'm actually Singaporean. I've been living here 25 years, but I was born in Belgium. So the accent is there. And with me I've got Sho, which is my sous chef, and John, which is one of our young apprentices from a school. They're gonna really, they need the clapping because I'm not doing anything. They will be doing everything. I'm just talking. I'm a chef, as you probably figured out now, but I also have, or used to have, 2 yoga schools. So I teach yoga, and I took some real interest recently into TCM for different reasons. I've been married 25 years with a Chinese lady, family. I learned about Feng Shui, I learned about TCM, and I'm trying to incorporate most of this into whatever I explain and I demo. The second thing is also I had a health issue back nearly 17 years ago, to be precise. I'm 57, and when I was 40, I had a very high cholesterol issue, and was discovered by chance, hopefully for me. And it was a little bit annoying for me because it's genetic. It's from my parents. So it's not that I don't have a healthy lifestyle. It's just that it is what I have inherited it. And I had a choice back almost 20 years ago to take statin my whole life, or to change my lifestyle and try to do something different. And being a chef, you know, I'm sure you've seen Gordon Ramsay on TV. We drink, we smoke, we party, we do all kind of stupid things. So from day 1 to day 2, I had to completely change what I was doing. So I started yoga, I stopped smoking, I stopped drinking, and I became vegetarian. And from a chef, I thought, oh my God, being vegetarian must be so hard, you know, tasting all the food all the time, and the meat and the fish. And I realized that actually it wasn't that hard. And I will explain that during the cooking demonstration. I will explain a little bit more about it. And one more thing is just, of course I'm gonna cook, and of course we're gonna eat, but it's not so much a traditional cooking class you're going to have with me. For that, you just go on YouTube, and I'm sure there's plenty of very good videos about healthy eating, specifically related to heart issue. What I want to do is giving you more of a concept, an approach which is slightly different, something which you can use every day, depending of your lifestyle, depending of what you like to eat. It could be depending of ethnicity or what the family, anything. You know, I'm going to show something, but we can always change things. But I want to show a concept very much. Simply because, again, I take the TCM approach. I do not believe in one size fits all. If I show you how to make a salad, but you never eat salad at home and nobody at home likes the salad, it's pointless for me to give you a salad. You will not eat it. But if I tell you, you know, if you put this and this and this together, and then you can pan fry it, and now that salad becomes a stir fry, then maybe it's much more approachable. So that's really much what we are going to try to do today. What I want to teach you is not so much what to eat, but it's more how to eat. It's not about you know, most of us are in the same generation, I imagine 60 something, and we have a very busy lifestyle. We're always busy now with the phone all the time and all these emails. We don't have time to sit down and eat. We don't have time to sit down and prepare. We go to the shop downstairs, quick, something we grab and we eat quickly. And that's why we have a lot of problems. There's other problems. When we were born, there were about, 3.5 billion people on this planet. Today, there's 8 billion people, and we need to feed them. And in order to feed them, we need to produce food, faster food, which need to grow faster. You know, those chicken, we cannot wait 6 months for them to raise. We need them in 3 weeks. The wheat, the corn, the noodles, the tofu, the soy, the beef, everything needs to grow fast. And then we have to go and buy those ingredients to eat. But unfortunately, a lot of things have changed today because of the way we produce food in order to feed our families. When I was a kid, I never asked, is it organic or not organic? I was very fortunate. I grew up on a farm. And, well, we kill the chicken, we eat the chicken. That's it. We don't think, oh, is it organic or not organic? But today, we go to the supermarket and we realize there's a lot of problems with the chicken because in order to grow bigger, we shoot them with, of course, hormones. And because they live in a very little space and they eat their own poo-poo and stuff like this, well, we need to now shoot them with antibiotics. And then the meat, you know, cannot go brown on the shell in the supermarket. It needs to be nice and bright and red. It looks good. So we add a little bit more hormones and a little bit more bleach. And then we could put into a packaging, which is full of, I don't know, a lot of funny things like, you know, bisphenol A or trans fat or sugar. So all those things added into our food is what brings so many problems. So add the quality of the ingredient with our lifestyle, and you have issues. So what I want to talk to you today is pretty much about this. And the best way I do it is by trying to bring people back to a way we used to live, a way you used to cook, a way you used to eat when we were younger. We were running everywhere. We had no iPhone to answer all the time. We could sit down and have a conversation. I could have conversation with my mom. I could have conversations with my dad. In the morning, we sit down, we had breakfast, and we talk. We had hey, what was your day? And that's that way we transmit a recipe from, the grandmother to the mother to the daughter. That was that time. And today, it's like I'm eating, and I'm pretty much eating like on the phone and playing. And so we don't have that attention to what we are doing. So let me start you to understand what I'm trying to teach here. Sit down, back up, put your feet on the floor, make sure the soles are well flat on the floor, and for about 1 minute, not a long time, 1 minute, we're just going to close our eyes and we're going to breathe through both nostrils. Very nothing, it's really nothing. It's just to sit down, just to realize that, you know, there's more in life than just rushing. What am I eating today? Shit, I need to get the kids in school, and then in the afternoon. No, just relax for about 1 minute. Cooling down, closing your eyes, through the nostril, inhaling, long inhale, and exhaling to both nostrils, long exhale. Feel your feet in contact with the floor. Inhale, long one. Exhaling, long one. Feel your hands. What are your hands touching? One last one. Inhaling, long one. Can you feel your body on the chair, your back on the back of the chair? Can you feel your legs? And exhaling. Thank you very much. It's just 1 minute, which I wanted to bring you back and to ground you. That's the best way to eat. When you sit down, you take a little bit of a time for yourself, you will see then the way your body is going to absorb the nutriment will be very different than when you eat it so fast. Because the stomach doesn't have time to adjust to this. There's no teeth there. You need to chew here, not there. And that's why we've got problems. Because of TCM, we do believe that anything is related to nutrition. Most of our diseases, we try to prevent them rather than cure them. But if we cure it, what can we do? And a lot of things has to do with the absorption of the nutriment, whatever food we're going to absorb. I'm not going to go too much into details, of course. I do believe into the earth element in this case, basically to try to bring, because the earth is related to digestion, and if you don't digest well, by very much something is going to break down there. And once the circle is broken, there's nothing much we can do, so we need to take like 3 or 4 steps back. So let's see how we can start cooking and how we can do things very simple. The problem is the speed. We never have enough time to cook. But you can say, oh, I'm a professional chef, I know how to cook, I can chop things very fast. So that's why I did, my guys are in uniform. I said, I don't want to put a uniform, I want to cook like I'm a dad, right? I've got 2 kids, 8 people living in the house, my in-laws, 73 and 78, my wife. So we are a family, and I love cooking at home. So that's why most of the time at home I don't put my uniform. I just have a t-shirt and just an apron to making sure it's clean, but that's it. So the first thing I want to teach you is to make a very simple salad. I'm going to use baby spinach, and the reason why I'm using baby spinach is because, I repeat, if you guys don't like salad, we can always pan fry those spinach, so it doesn't have to be eaten raw. But one thing you need to remember, the quality of the ingredients. Sometimes it's better to have better quality and less quantity. This is always what I tell my clients. Just go a little bit less quantity, but if you have, let's say, $15 to spend, get a better ingredient, not so much of the big one. So we use baby spinach. I wasn't too sure which equipment I would have, so we've washed them, so later on you can taste them. They've been washed. Actually, John just washed them. So they're washed. This is something which you can have in the fridge. Most of the time, I recommend to keep your greens into a plastic bag or a paper bag, depends. But the plastic bag will preserve them reasonably longer. Wash them simply because why? What happened today with the ingredients? They're sprayed with a lot of, pesticide and stuff to bring the bugs away and all those things. So these chemicals contain a lot of heavy metal, and because it throws the bugs away. And that's one of the things. So if we don't wash our ingredient properly, we tend to eat that directly. You need to wash your ingredient. It's very, very important. On top of it, just not to talk about the hygiene. We don't know who touched it, the hand. You see, the first thing I did when I came here, you may not have noticed, but first thing I wash my hands, very important. My guys will wear gloves. It's important to me. We will not eat while we will prepare, so therefore I will not wear gloves when I'm preparing, but I would recommend you to the best hygiene possible. We will say, oh, chef, something about knives. This is off the topic of really the cooking class. But one other thing, get one good knife rather than 25 not good knife. So, and take care of it. Sho is very good at teaching how to sharpen knife, but I will always show you something. I have a steel, and every day, maybe 5-6 times a day, I will take the steel and I will sharpen my knife. Just a few times, just a few times. There's a lot of ways to sharpen knives. This is not about a cooking, sharpening knife class, but just, I like to mention it. Knife, it's about an angle. So if the steel is vertical, or actually horizontal, sorry, if the steel is horizontal, I want my blade to be at an angle of about 15 degrees on the steel. And why? Because I'm going to go from that's called the heel, and that's called the top. I'm going to go from the heel of my knife to the top, very much this way, and always at the same angle. Of course, I'll do that all the time. I'm used to it, but it's very annoying to cook. I don't like to cook. When you have a knife which is not cooking, it's really unpleasant to cook. So you need somehow good tools. It doesn't have to be expensive one. This one, $8, $8, I think, 9, 10, 11, below $10. Okay, and it's as a professional, I use this all the time. So, what are we cooking? Let me check the recipe. We need, 1 avocado, 1 momotaro, tofu, chickpea. All right, easy. Avocado. My recommendation, guys, I would recommend you to start on your side, otherwise you're going to be late. They are cooking. I'm just avocado. Oh, yes, one more thing. I went to a supermarket. I didn't buy anything which you cannot find anywhere. So everything you have on my table here, I went to cold storage or whatever supermarket you want to go to, and it's stuff which it's not something, he's a chef, you need to import this specially from, no, it's all from Fair Price or whatever, until you see, you'll find it. Avocado, most of the time, first thing I do with an avocado is to remove the little thing here, and inside, when you remove it, you will see how ripe is the avocado. So you see, this is telling me if my avocado is ripe or not. Of course, the second thing is slightly to touch it slightly. Avocado is super easy. Cut in half. Up. This one is a little bit under. Bam. From here, I'm going to slip it open. Clack. Here it is. I have a beautiful piece here. I made it this actually not too well. And then I will take most of the time the heel of my knife. Oops, sorry. And remove the pit. So far, you need to do 6 years of culinary schools. You go to university into blue cordon bleu, and now you can. No, I'm just kidding. It's quite an easy one. Okay, the pit. If you want, keep them. You can grow them. I don't know. I'm sure you've all seen this. Watch a video about how to raise your own avocado. I'll throw it away because I've got many of those. Trust me. All right. I don't have spoons. My God. It's a special spoon. Most of the time I just go inside the avocado up, and remove the little shell. That's it. Frankly, with the skin, there's not much I can do. Now, I'm a big advocate of organic, except for avocado. Because an organic avocado or a normal avocado, same. Because the skin is quite hard. They can spray with whatever they want. It won't penetrate. It's like a little shield they have. So, first ingredient on the board, my avocado. I'm going to show you something which I love to share. When I don't like the skin of tomatoes for 2 reasons. First of all, it gets in my teeth, and I don't like that. The second reason is for the same reason we talk. They spray with a lot of chemicals, so we need to remove the skin. One other thing is, normally we boil them and put in ice water. It takes a lot of time. It's a bit annoying. So I'm going to show you another way to do that. I'm going to remove the pit, that thing anyway. I'm going to remove, you see that little part here. Actually, I don't know the name in English for this. And I'm going to use something, let me see, I'll use this one, which you won't see very often. I'm going to show it to you from a professional point of view. If you don't have the equipment at home, it's just for fun. Boiling works, and actually you can even peel them like an apple, no problem. But what we do in the restaurant, we use one of those little blowtorch. And if I can ask you to put your camera on the tomato, you're going to see what we are doing. It's very, very fast. So what we do, we're going to burn the skin. But you see how fast it is? We're just like done. It's finished already. Bam. So if you boil something like a chicken into into water, there's not much taste going into it. If you roast the chicken or grill the chicken, a lot of flavors. Well, the same with my tomato. If I boil it, I will not add any flavor. But if I burn the skin, I know I cannot pass it around to smell, but it's quite nice. I will put it into ice water just to stop the cooking. Normally I would have ice cube into this, and I'll show you how easy it is to peel the tomato now. You see? All the skin comes out. Here it is. Peeled tomato. Oops. Okay. Tofu. Tofu. I have a lot of debate about tofu. Which one is the best? Which one should I use? Is it this one, the soft one, the hard one? Which brand? One answer. The one you like. The one you like. That's it. If you like hard tofu, use hard tofu. You like soft, you like grilled, you like fried. Today, on the recipe, I put a special tofu mochi. That's the one they use to make shawan mushi most of the time. But it's a little bit soft. So because we need to make a big salad, I changed it and I took a tokwa. How do you say?
Yes.
If you've got any problem, he's my Chinese translator. I'm going to remove the water out of it, and I give it to you.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Oops. This is an ingredient which I will not wash because that water contains calcium, which is pretty good for us in reasonable proportion. And just speaking, I would just Keep it as simple as this. That's it, baby spinach we have. Chickpeas. Same story, chickpeas has plenty of brand. I like chickpeas because it's full of fibers. And I'm a vegetarian, I also need some form of protein. So people say, oh, you're vegetarian, but how come you? Well, we don't need so much protein as we believe we do. And again, I'm putting you back into time, you know. Again, absolutely no offense, it's what I'm going to say, please, please, please. But our parents, grandparent generation didn't eat like bacon for breakfast and then a burger for lunch and then a steak for dinner. We used to have, you know, if you go to to a food court and you have a bowl of porridge, you got just maybe what, 50 grams of meat? Maybe 50 grams, maybe only 30 grams. Fine. So, sorry. So for me, tofu, that's my protein source. Chickpea, love them. I'm just going to open it and remove the water out of it. At home, I don't have a lot of equipment here, but I'm still going to do it. At home, one of the things, I will really rinse them. Because, sorry. Oh, drink a lot, please. Because when you open the tin, you're going to have a funny smell. And funny smells come from pork itself, but also from the lining of the tin. The lining of the tin, they don't use the, you see, they don't use a white silver part here, they use a different lining here. And that lining may contain or may leave a little bit of, not metal, but it may transmit to whatever is into your tin. So whatever, like any other things, wash it. Or at least rinse it. Just going to take a little bit here. That's it. Blah, 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 blah. They're ready. What else we need? Spinach, flax seeds and walnuts. Flax seeds and walnuts. Yeah, this. Sorry. Flax seeds. It's not a specific brand. It's just, and I went to the supermarket and I had those. Flax seed is very good for you. I eat a lot of nuts. I eat a lot of seeds. I really like this. It's very good for you. And walnut. Walnut is something. Any kind of background, it could be TCM, it could be Ayurvedic, it could be Western medicine. Everybody says, what does it look like? Well, it looks a bit like a brain. Well, you know what? A walnut is good for the brain. Well, Robert, I'm getting smarter already. Now I'm smart. Okay, walnuts. That's it. So my salad is ready. About the dressing, well, dressing is something which I like to make myself. So there's a lot of, you can go to the supermarket and buy already made dressing, mayonnaise, Caesar salad dressing, all those things. The problem is we don't really know what they put inside. To be able to keep them what they call shelf life long, there must be some form of something inside which may not be good for us, good for the supermarket, good for people to make money, but maybe not for everybody. So making a dressing is extremely simple. I'll use this one. One lime zest juice. Oh, that's complicated. I use seedless most of the time. I love to put the lime because that gives me a little bit of flavors. You've seen Gordon Ramsay, most of the time you will roll it on the table to have more juice. My mother used to say, oh, put it for just 10 seconds in the microwave, it will soften it and give you more juice. All of the above is true. I got no problem with that. I'm just, we won't eat mine, so I just use it. Something on the recipe, I put zest. Something which I love to, go, no worries, no worries. In the restaurant, one thing, I rinse my hand when I'm done it, all yours. In the restaurant, one of the things we do quite often is to use zest of citrus. Forget to take my zester, doesn't matter. And the reason why is because it gives you that flavor without giving you the acidity. So if you are wine lovers or if you drink wine, specifically red wines, and you want to enjoy red wine with a salad, lemon zest is, lemon juice is a big enemy of wine because it's like a vinegar and it will turn the wine bad. But if you use zest, that's one way to bring nice flavor. I can smell my finger just by pressing that lime. It's beautiful. So you can have that citrus flavor into your ingredients. without having the juice. Anyway, here we go. Lime, done. Chopped shallots. This is very complicated. I need to peel it first. There's many different types of shallot. This is a French shallot. They're a bit bigger than the local one, but it's the same one. You don't like shallot, you prefer onion, I'm good with that. You don't, for any reason you don't eat shallots or any allium, we can skip it. The salad will still taste nice. I'll see if I can move this like this. You can see on the board. One of the things I do, I'm not going to put too much here. I give that to the boys. But one of the best ways to, when you chop something, I show you how to sharpen the knife. Very often I see people holding the knife like this. My recommendation is to hold the knife between the thumb and the index finger, like this, bam, and I hold it. The reason is this. Let me explain. If I hold it here, I've got absolutely no power. Something will happen, I may cut myself because there's no control. But what we do, by using the thumb and the index finger on the blade, and using the 3 back finger on the handle, now you can walk on my knife. I really have a good hold of it. I don't know if you see that, so you put it this way if you prefer. If I'm here, no control. Bring my hand a little bit further. 3 finger, back finger on the blade. Thumb and index on the, 3 back finger on the handle. Thumb and index finger on the blade, and now I can go. So now much easier. Second thing is never cut something which is round. Of course, if I try to cut something here, it's gonna go here. So if I want to slice something, I will cut in half to have a good base, and now it's not moving everywhere. It's just safety. And then you see very often the chef going, and they go, okay. Speed is good, but get the right technique before you go for the speed. So shallots, I will just give it a little cut. What do you call horizontal? Here we go. And then we go. Just to show you that I'm a chef, okay? I just don't pretend, or just kidding. All right, bit of chopped shallots. That will be perfect for our dressing. What else is he saying? Balsamic vinegar. Okay, balsamic vinegar. Why I use balsamic? Because it's a personal thing. I lived 12 years in Italy when I was a kid, and I love balsamic vinegar and olive oil. If you look in any comments on the internet specifically, about the best diet specifically for heart, you will very often read about the Mediterranean diet, right? That's most of the time for heart because it's high in fiber, quite low in LDL, in cholesterol, stuff like this. So balsamic vinegar is definitely one of the things I like to use. It has a little bit of sweetness into it, that's the way it's made. And I love that aroma. And I bring olive oil. Now, I will divide olive oil into 2 main families, extra virgin. It's just written on the bottle, extra virgin. It means it's been pressed and bottled. Then you've got cooking olive oil, pomace, there's different names. If they're not virgin, it means that they've been processed. For salad, not for cooking, but for salad, extra virgin is one of the best bets you can have. Any kind of virgin oil, but almond oil works. I mean, there's a lot of good oil, avocado oil. You're going to eat it raw. So invest a tiny bit of money into your oil for that salad if you do a salad. But if you pan fry it, it doesn't really matter. All right, cracked black pepper and sea salt. I'm going to show you something. So I know I wrote cracked black pepper on the recipe because most of us, we have black pepper at home. At the restaurant, I use something called espelette, which is it's from Pyrenees. It's a French chili. It's a little bit like a chili powder, to be honest. Okay, so it's very similar, but it has a little bit more fragrance, like capsicum. It's a combination between a capsicum and a chili. I'm happy to pass it around if you want to smell what it smells like. It's available in the supermarket. Espelette, espelette. Anyway, I'll leave it there if you guys want to smell it later. Now, salt. Salt. Big problem with the salt with heart issues. What can I use? What can I use? No. I try to avoid salt most of the time, and if I have to use one, I will use a very special salt. Awayuki is called snow salt, and this one later on I will invite you to come to the table and see how it looks like. The whole packet here is 20 grams. I don't know if you can see it on my hand. I'm going to put it on my hand. It's like a flaky salt, but super light. Yep, you see how light it is. You know, it's really like, so you can use, and it's sea salt, obviously, but in terms of quality of salt, It's really nice. So you're not going to have something like really salty, but you're going to have that nice boosting, like MSG, but it's not MSG. That nice boosting of flavor. All right, let's do the dressing. So, lime juice, shallot, balsamic vinegar, olive oil, that's it. If you like, and that's why I say I'm teaching more concept than anything. A bit of mustard if you like. You can put egg yolk, you have more like a mayonnaise finish. Bit of pinch of salt and pepper, because I think seasoning is very important. And a tiny bit of salt. And we are ready. So I talk a lot, and I take really my time to do it for you. But the aspect of what we are doing here, there's two things. First, it's a very simple starter to do. I don't like spinach, I want rocket. I don't like rocket, I want to, whatever. I don't like avocado, use something else. It's just making a salad. That's it. It's something which you can pack. If you go to work at lunchtime and you need to have a quick bite, instead sending somebody downstairs to go to cold storage or to McDonald's, I say it? It's very difficult for me. McDonald's, yes, I said it. If you send somebody to fast food or something like this, it's very fast to put a salad together. You can carry into your little bag, put it in the fridge, and at lunchtime you've got a great lunch. All right, let's do that salad. Spinach. Here you are. Tomato. Bam, bam, bam. Avocado. Quick slice. Go. I put tofu for my protein. You can use smoked salmon. There's plenty of other things. Roast chicken, prawn, char grill, whatever. There's anything will do. I repeat, for me, my vegetarian side will say, okay, let's use just the tofu. Hey, here. Yeah. Chickpeas, flax seeds, very good for you. Make it pretty. I don't like flax seeds. Okay, sesame seeds also can. Yes, no problem. We say walnuts, again, my favorite. Tac. And if you take it away, if you tap out, if you put it into your bag to eat at lunchtime because you go to the office or you go to bring to somebody, don't put your dressing on it yet. Keep the dressing on the side. Carry your salad into a small container, your dressing into the other container. And when you reach and it's time to eat, combine, give it a good shake. And that is because the acidity will cook pretty much the spinach leaf. So you're going to have a very flat salad. But this is pretty much. If I didn't speak, I think I could do that in less than 5 minutes. So is it really long to do 5 minutes for a meal? And I can do 5, to do for one person. That's the beauty of it. Or to do for 2 persons. You see, all the leftover ingredients I have, I could do for 2 people, for 3 people, same time. So something really simple to use at any given time. I repeat, I can have this packed into one of my takeaway box, something like this. I keep in the fridge at the office. It's lunchtime, everybody goes eat McDonald's. I say, no, not me. Me, I'm smart. I eat walnuts. I'm going to open my fridge, put the dressing, and my lunch is ready. This is your first starter. I'll leave it here. I will leave the dressing aside, just for the sake of seeing or looking. The difficulty very often is main course. Oh, what to cook for main course? Well, I like noodles. I came to Asia because I wanted to learn about Asian food. It's like 30 years ago. And I was in Australia for a while. I wanted to learn about Asian food. And in Australia, they have something, I don't know if you know, called Singapore noodles. And I came to Singapore thinking, I want to eat Singapore noodles. So there's no Singapore noodles. I was very disappointed. But I love noodles. So there's plenty of different types of noodles. I am pro noodles rather than rice. That's me. And I will explain to you why. We all know that brown rice whole rice, whole meal rice, all those things are the best for you. But I can have as many Michelin stars as I want. I never managed to make it taste really good. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying it's very hard to make it amazing. So I find it's much easier to deal with noodles because you can have brown rice noodles. You can have all kinds of noodles that are actually quite good for you. They're fibers, and they're much easier to go. Nothing stops us to have a brown soba noodles with a bolognese sauce. Nothing wrong with that. But today I'm going to show you something a little bit different. One of the biggest issues we face at home if we don't have equipment. Oh, I don't have the 322.5 degree oven and the chef is using. I don't have that stove, whatever. So I'm going to show you then with a microwave, which you cannot see is there. There's a microwave there. We can do a very simple dish. And the same story, I can have it pre-done ahead. I'll show you in a minute. And bring it to the office. Most of the office today, they have a microwave, most of them. And I, instead going downstairs to the McDonald's, or to any fast food, you can simply have your box, chuck in the microwave, 3 minutes later, your meal is ready. So let's do that. When I cook, I like to have, we call in French, we use the word mise en place. Mise en place means preparation. It's the way you have all your ingredients ready in front of you, and then you put them together. That's the way we organize the kitchen. It's not like, oh, guys can have a mushroom soup, and one guy goes in the fridge, gets the mushroom, the other guy goes into the fridge, goes. No, we have mushroom, shallot, chicken, whatever it is, it's in front of us, and we can cook. So I'm doing the same here with you. The first ingredient for, let me see if I have that recipe in front of me. Yes. 4 times 150 grams of cod. I put cod because everybody likes cod. That's easy. And it's quite easy to get into supermarkets, you know, the cod. Now, there's something about cod, specifically those days, is that you need to be careful with the quality because it's a fish which is overfished. And depending, they can be not as healthy as it sounds. What it means that cod and salmon are the two most used fish for human consumption. Salmon is very much farmed. It is farmed into a small space. It's water, but it's not like extremely clean water. They fed the way we feed salmon, specifically into farms, with all kind of pellets made with all kind of ingredients, and salmon normally wouldn't eat because they fish and they don't really eat corn and maize and stuff like this, as far as I know. And so that's one thing. The second thing is fish tend to be quite heavy on mercury. And mercury is a heavy metal, which is not the best for our body, unfortunately. So I'm not saying do not eat fish. Please don't hear that. On the contrary, if you have a choice between meat and fish, I would say fish anytime. But be careful with your fish. It's the same with a prawn. I go on the market here, most of the time at Teka Market or Smith Street Market. The prawn, sometimes you can smell there is a petrol smell because they coat around, and I repeat, I'm Singaporean, but they coat around our island and we don't have the cleanest water around. So sometimes you need to be a little bit careful with that. So I go back to what I said earlier. Smaller quantity, higher quality. That would be always my smaller quantity, higher quality. That will always be my take. So I find a small piece of fish this morning in the fridge. Thank you, Sho. One of the things with the fish, I would always recommend, this is not a cod, but it doesn't matter. It's exactly the same thing. Remove the skin. For the same reason, okay? It's swimming in water, and very often it's where a lot of toxins are going to the fish. So to remove the skin, I will just use my fish, take a little cut here, and I'm going to use my knife and go, I'm sliding under the skin like this. So I show that, the skin is here. I don't know if you see it well. Yes, you see. So you see I just have the skin open. Now we go on the board. And I'm using my knife parallel to my chopping board. Up, and we remove the skin. Poof, like a sticker. This one, I cannot do much with it. That's done. I use pak choy and long beans. You don't like pak choy, you prefer kailan. Cannot. No, just kidding. Can. You don't like long beans, you prefer zucchini. Also can. I mean, at the end of the day, I repeat, it's more of a concept than a recipe. But it greens and eat as much leafy greens as you can. It's very good for you. All right, this one I will simply quarter it. It's been, they washed it this morning. So I repeat, I wasn't sure I would have, too much equipment with me. So that's it, it's quartered. I'm going to use a black plate because we will see better later. It's quite shallow and it's a black plate. So I'm going to use this plate of mine. How is the salad coming up, guys? Yes? We'll be ready for lunch? All right. Something. And same story. I like long beans. I like beans overall, first of all. Again, fiber, protein, all kind of good thing. I'm not going to use too much, but I just want to show how it works. My long beans, I will slice them. Nothing fancy. Oopsie. And here, I'm going to keep it extremely simple, but it's where your creativity, your favorite recipes, your personal touch will come in. I'm going to use cooked noodles. These are sobas. They are pre-cooked. My base. Let me see if I can do that. I want to show something. I'm trying to do something for you. I've never done it before, but we try it. I want to do one into a plastic box. Why? Because if I go to work, that's where I will pack my food and see if the plastic box can be, if we can use it to cook the fish later. So, cod, bok choy, lemon juice, olive oil. I use lemon juice, olive oil because, well, if you haven't noticed, I'm a Westerner. And that's the style of food I do. But if you feel like adding a bit of curry, if you feel like adding garlic and chili and ginger and turmeric and it is really galangal. I love that. Okay, so what I'll do, we're gonna see. Noodles in the bottom, right? My vegetables on top. We're gonna do 2 recipes to see if it works. One I'm going to take into my little container, like if I was going into the office. Blam, blam, blam. Zucchini, tomato, I don't know. There's not one vegetable I can think which cannot fit into that kind of recipe. I'm going to mini trial here. So I put a small piece of the fish here. Seasoning. Me, I like this pepper we talked about. Okay, fine. Cracked pepper, imagine, bit of salt. Lemon juice. The lemon juice is personal. It's going to give me some form of acidity. We could put white wine. We could put chicken stock. We could put anything which is liquid. Not too much. Probably about 1 cm in the bottom. Bit more here. And back to my olive oil. Olive oil. Finished? Yeah. What do you mean finished? Okay, never mind. Pretending. Olive oil. But that's gonna work. That's gonna work because it's the same. As I teach concept, I don't teach recipes, right? Okay, done. And that's it. We are ready to eat. It's really complicated, right? So what we do with this, kids, I need the cling film on the other hand. This one, I need it. I cannot do without the cling film. Thank you very much. And I'm going to just cling film it. That's all. Bam. Cover with cling film. I make it very tight, right? No holes, no nothing. Make it tight. That's it. I put this into my box. I go to work. I'm ready. If I don't have a nice plate, let's try with this. And let's just put the lid on it. This one is a live trial. I've never done it. Maybe it's going to explode. Don't know. Just kidding. Should have. Thank you. So, if you don't have all the fancy equipment at home and the oven, this and that, most of us will have a microwave. Fish. noodles, vegetables. Microwave is a microwave, but microwave is also a steamer. As long as you can keep the liquid inside without evaporating, the water, the way it works is microwave, right? There's a friction of water, microwave, and that heats the water. So it's going to heat the water which I put inside or anything which is liquid. In that case, the vegetables, probably 90% water, the fish, probably 85% water, the noodles, and of course, I just put olive oil. Up. Recipe says medium, I think, for 2 to 3 minutes. Quick 30. One more time. Okay, we're going to put 1.5 minutes. So fast. Trust me. And now we wait. It's a long wait for lunch to be ready. So imagine you had your little box at work. You take it from the fridge, put it in the microwave, and you're going to have lunch, and everybody is going to be very envious because you have an amazing fresh fish, fresh noodles, fresh vegetables, while everybody needs to go downstairs to the shop. This one's ready. My next one. All right. Moment of truth. Oh, it worked. Okay. How do I know it worked? Because now it's cooked. My steamer worked. Okay, so I don't know how close you guys can come with your camera, but that's pretty much if I do that. And when I'm going to open it, be careful when you open because steam is going to come out, right? So it's pretty obvious. I'm going to use my knife here. Oh, it's cooked. A little bit. No, it's fine. It's fine. You see? It's perfectly fine. So now, can mix everything. I got my lunch ready. So very, very simple food. Like I repeat, you can use anything you want. You don't like my noodles, use rice. It will work cooked, not raw. Vegetables, you don't like pak choy, you want tomato, anything you really want. But it has to be a fish. You cannot do that with meat. You do that with a steak, you're probably better to eat the chopping board. Okay, with chicken, same, it's not the best. It can be used, for instance, if you have roasted chicken from the day before, you have a chicken rice, and then we have a lot of chicken left, then it could work because the chicken is already cooked, it's just reheating. But very frankly, fish would be always my recommendation for something like this. So again, I'm not going to do much more about it. I'm just going to leave it there. I know it's not the most attractive dish, but I wanted to demonstrate pretty much the concept behind it. Now, since we are at it, and since I've got a little bit left, I'll do the same with this one. So that's something which I would prepare for my kids to go to school, 5-6 packets, bam, they go to school in lunchtime, microwave, up. So yeah, beep, beep, and done. And I'll let it go, and then we'll talk about it in a second. So this is the main course. The quantity which are on the recipes, I repeat, please feel free to adjust them the way you want. But what is on the recipe, what is there, works. Okay? I'm a chef, I love to create all kind of different things. So most of the time I will always look to replace an ingredient with another ingredient. So when I say use your creativity, what I'm trying to say is, if you don't like lemon, what is the property of a lemon? It's a citrus. Oh, but I prefer lime. Oh, I don't like lime. Then I can use an orange. So you can replace one ingredient with another ingredient, but my recommendation be same kind of family. Don't replace an orange with a potato because, well, you're going to have a hard time to extract the juice from the potato, clearly. It's very simple. Another 30 seconds, and we'll be all right. 3, 2, 1. 1.5 minutes. Same story. All right, let's open that thing here. Let's see how it works. Same story. It's cooked. I only had a small piece of fish, but it's definitely cooked. Oops. It's got flake. Fish flakes is cooked. That's it. Blam. I'll leave it here. You can see. All right. I have one last dish to show you. When we eat, very often we are so busy with all our life, our electronics, our things which are happening in our mind. I grew up in again, no offense wanting to say, but that was my growing up thing. I grew up in a Christian background, and we used to sit down and say grace before eating. That's my background. It's not a choice, but I respect it. In the same spirit, I would say that at home, we sit down, we don't say grace, but I always ask my children to take like a little minute just to cool down before we're going to eat. It's completely different. It's a mindset. When you eat and you're in a rush and everybody goes and I eat and I look at my emails and I scroll my Facebook or my Instagram or whatever, I will put food in my mouth without tasting it. Sometimes I don't even chew that food. I just swallow it. And what I'm trying to say is take that 1 minute of your time, slow down. Slow down and you will appreciate what you're eating. And that's what I say. This is very much, if I have one message to pass to you, forget about everything I've taught you about cooking. It's about eating. I said earlier, it's not about what you eat. It's about how you eat it. And this is the only thing I would like you guys to go back home later today and think about. Not what, how. Sit down and appreciate. Eat slowly. Share with your people. Just take your time. All right. Anyway, let's do one last one. It's so difficult, this one. Then I needed to take two of my best chefs with me to be able to do it. It's called a chia seed pudding. Now, in Asia, I've noticed, and we love pudding overall, that kind of texture, that round texture for pudding. And a lot of us, me included, you, we are most of the time lactose intolerant, or we don't take milk too well. The reason is just, if you guys are lactose intolerant, just a reminder, you are allergic to the sugar into the milk. You're not allergic to the milk. Oats is a sugar. Glucose, fructose, oats is a sugar. So when you are lactose intolerant, you're actually allergic to the sugar in the milk. You're not allergic to the milk. So if you've got any form of milk which do not contain lactose, then you can drink the milk. I'm not presenting the brain. Huh? It's not about the brain. I'm not whatever it is. Don't look at it. But so I didn't use almond milk. You can use almond milk, but a lot of people are also allergic to almonds. That's the reason why I decided to take something neutral. And it is a ratio. Okay, it's a ratio. Most of the time, I will look at it from a cup and spoon point of view rather than to give exact ingredient. But it's technically 2 for 1. The problem is the people making those milks specifically are very smart because they know that human, we love sweet. So very often you need to look for something which is sugar reduced, no sugar, or at least no added sugar. And I know I talk a lot, but you see, in the 60s, we didn't care about knowing if it was organic or not. It was a food, and that was great. In the 70s, we started to realize, well, there's something wrong with the food we're eating. In the 80s, we blamed fat, and we said, oh, stop, fat. Fat is a big culprit. This is why we are sick, because we eat too much fat. So no more deep fry item, no more fat, no more fat, no more fat. We banned fat. When actually we were stupid. We should have banned sugar. Sugar is a culprit. It's not fat. Fat, we need fat. We need fat for our brain. We need fat for a lot of reasons. Not too much, not too bad, but we need fat. Sugar, we don't. Because there's natural sugar in a lot of things you're going to eat. If you eat enough fruits, you don't need extra sugar. Then we live, this is us. We love sweetness. It's because of our background as ancestor, time when we were monkeys, you know, and we go home into the savannah and we were looking for stuff to eat. And if it was bitter, we'd go, it's not good, I might die. But if it was sweet, you know, nice banana, I can eat these guys. So we grow up by liking, and children naturally will like sweet food. If you give them a beer or a coffee or a bitter melon, they will go, okay, that's natural for us. Anyway, so we are naturally inclined towards sweetness. I'm going to take another bowl, sorry about that. Let's see if I can do this one. Again, I'm going to try to do it into a black one. I guess it's easier for us to see. Most of the time, I would say 2 tablespoons of chia seed for half a cup of liquid. If it's easier to remember, 2 tablespoons of chia seed. Another one. One. This is one of the best things you can put into your body. I cannot, again, don't look at the brand, look at the ingredient. It's chia seed. I don't care where it comes from. But it's really, really good for you. And half a cup of liquid, so about half a cup. Boom. Oh, okay. Done. And then, very complicated, and pay attention, it's very complicated. You need to pour the liquid into the chia seed. Oh, wow. Done it. That's it. Mix a bit. And we're going to wait maybe 3-4 minutes. I'm mixing it well. See how liquid it is, right? So while I'm waiting for this to, what happens is the liquid is going to be absorbed by the seeds. And in a few minutes, normally, we should have a pudding. And that gives me enough time to put whatever I want on my pudding. I also like sweet. Most of the time, I like agave syrup if I have to use sugar for myself. Eventually, honey. Don't have to put it. It's sweet enough, depending on the milk we're using. But if you feel like a little extra sweetness, put a little bit of honey onto it. You guys will put a tiny bit of honey into it. Okay, I need to be fast. So, I use orange, citrus. If you guys don't like orange, you want to use mango, use mango. You don't like a mango, you want to use papaya, use papaya. You don't want papaya, you remember banana, I can use banana. Durian, whatever. Use what you like. I'm using orange just to show off because I know how to peel an orange. So most of the time I would just cut those two sides. And then exactly like a melon. Oh, melon is very good in this. I will just remove the... I'm sure you've seen the ladies at the juice shop doing this. That's where I've learned. So same story here. It's a bit like my avocado. You see, I remove most of the thing which has been in contact with any kind of spray. And what I want to do with this, I'll use this one. It's transparent. I'm just going to remove the segment. So that's how I do that. I will remove, this one has seeds. Guys, you buy me orange with seeds. It's terrible. Just kidding. Sorry. It's a natural thing. To fruit have seeds, well, it's quite a good thing. Technically, they're supposed to. You know, today is advertised for stuff like, oh, buy my brand, it's a trans fat free. Well, normally it shouldn't be trans fat in already, so you cannot advertise for something which shouldn't be in it in the first place. Anyway, back. Cutting them. Oops. All right. I don't do the whole orange, but you've got the jig of it. Let me see. I want to keep it. Thank you. I try to avoid to waste as much as I can. We do cooking demo, but I will make sure that we use everything. Okay, I'm going to remove the seed because they're not very nice to eat. Bam. That's it. Okay, blueberries is one of the best thing you can do to yourself. Blueberries. They can call us, a friend of mine calls them brain berries because it's very good for a lot of things. But, wash them, like everything else, wash them. Bam. Okay, we're pretty much good to go. Get this one here. So, it hasn't set yet. It's annoying. Normally it would, that thing, normally, I'm so sorry. That's the beauty of doing things live. But that thing normally would set like a pudding. I'm surprised it doesn't. I can see it coming up, but it's not ready, it's not fully ready yet. Okay, it's gonna take a little bit of time to finish. Ah. So that's pretty much ready. I'm going to put my fruits inside it. I'm a chef, I'm gonna try to make it quite pretty, or try at least. Here we go. Boom. I'm gonna put my little berries on top. Bam. More berries, the more the merrier. So if for any reason you have dairy or intolerance or some form of allergy to lactose, yogurt is not the best thing to put on. However, when this is set, hopefully in a few minutes, I would always add add a little bit of yogurt into it. The yogurt gives me creaminess without adding the fat and cream will normally do. That's the reason why. But not everybody likes it. However, here's my yogurt. Same story with the yogurt. There's plenty of different types of yogurt. The simpler the better. Plain Greek yogurt, or that's what I like to use. That's where you're going to have the benefits of the creaminess. Now, fat-reduced yogurt. Should I take fat-reduced? Well, don't see why. The problem we have most of the time is sugar. It's not fat. I repeat, we said in the 70s, oh, fat, stop, stop, stop. Where we made a mistake, it should have been sugar, stop, stop, stop. So I have no problem to have full fat yogurt. I have no problem with that. It's personal. But I would certainly don't take stuff which are flavored with vanilla, flavored with this syrup or mango yogurt. Those things, there's a lot of sugar in those. That's a different thing. So plain yogurt, take the full fat if you can afford it, if you like it. I repeat, for me, the yogurt is not the problem here. I'll use mine. Here we go. So this is where the creaminess will come in. I'm always happy to have this. A bit like crème fraîche on top of an apple pie, right? That's it. And the honey, again, can drizzle a bit of honey. Can drizzle. Okay, I'll demo. Very complicated. Bam. Done. Thank you, sir. We're done. Okay. Couple of last things before we go through this. That concept of what we did today, Natalie said, yes, it's right. It could be a starter, main course, dessert. Here they are, starter, main course, dessert. But it could be also breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm a busy person. I've got a few restaurants to run, and I'm always on the go. And if I need a very quick start, a very quick breakfast, this is something I can do in the night before. In the morning, I wake up. I have to open the fridge quite hard, and then my breakfast is ready. It took me about 3 to 4 minutes a day before to do it, and I can do that, and it will last 2 to 3 days, no problem. So maybe 5 minutes for 3 days breakfast. It's faster than queue to get my prata downstairs. Lunch, I would recommend you something a little bit bigger in terms of quantity and in terms of intake for calories. Why lunch more than dinner? Because at dinner time, most of the time, that's where most of our activities are slowing down. So if I put a lot of calories in my belly before I go sleep, well, I don't use them much. So that's the reason why most of the time I would say have your heaviest meal around noon, even a bit later in the afternoon. As for dinner, you're not living with me, but I would invite you to, sorry. Every single time I'm at home, I will always have a salad for dinner. That's me, because I like them and it's important for my health. But this is something, again, which took us a few minutes to put together. It could be starter, main, dessert, but it could be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I repeat, it's about concept. If you want to change an ingredient with something else, you don't like blueberries and you want to put strawberries, feel free. You don't like bok choy, you want to use tomato, feel free. You don't like spinach and you want to use no green leaf. I'm allergic to green. Okay, that's also good for me. But just try to think about how we could do those meals a very simple way. Cooking mainly on the theme of Mother's Day comes from here. My mom always said, you know, you taste love into food. When I've got young people, like those 2 kids there, Or say, oh, your mother's curry is the best or your mother's curry is the best. And they will fight, my mother's curry is the best. Because she cooks for you with love. That's all. And when you do that, you can taste it. I don't know why, I don't know how, come in, it's in. But if you cook with that passion, if you cook, I have to cook, put it together, you will taste it. It may be the same ingredient, the same techniques. It can be everything is the same. But my intention, the way I'm going to do it, will be very different. So that's my last little bit for the recipe. And I see my pudding starting to take, to hold together now. Add love into your food, and chances are you'll have great food for the family.
So thank you so much, everyone, and hope that you enjoyed today's session. And we really want to wish everyone a happy advanced Mother's Day as well. Okay, and we are so thankful that we have Chef Emmanuel here to celebrate it with us. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so we have worked so many months with Chef, to really create these dishes, and he has been so amazing, so patient, so kind to share with us all his stories and practices as well, which is a very rare opportunity. So thank you so much, Chef. We appreciate you for that. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.